Hey guys, welcome back. In today's tactics session, I want to start the process of revisiting a subject that I was meant to cover a long time ago. And that, of course, is Facebook ads campaign types. There are many different campaign objectives inside of Facebook, and this is fundamental to you running an actual Facebook ad. For example, whenever you boost posts in Facebook, that is classed as the campaign objective type page post engagement, i.e. you are looking for a cost per post engagement, which is a comment, a like, a share, or a click. Now, how do you know how to use the right campaign objective according to whatever it is that you're looking for? And how do you best apply it so you can get the result that you're aiming for? It can be a bit of a minefield, and it is really a deep subject because there's timing, there's the right thing to do, there's the wrong thing to do, there's the right way to use them, and there's the right type of people to go after. And all of that nuance we're going to try and uncover in a weekly session on a different deep campaign type. But for this session here, I'm going to give you the general overview of Facebook ad campaign types so you know how to use and how to approach the Facebook ad campaigns that you're trying to create for your ads. So it all starts with understanding what the purpose of campaign objectives are for. Facebook, if you didn't know, is a behavior database, and it's probably the biggest free behavior database on the planet, i.e. you, me, as a person that just owns a Facebook profile, can essentially run advertising to the 1.3 billion daily active users inside of Facebook and the 1.8 billion monthly users inside of Facebook. We can run ads to those people anytime and it's free. But Facebook have collected habits and behaviors of different people who use their platforms over a period of time, to the point where now they can, through their algorithm, kind of know who's likely to do what. So let's say, for example, I choose a campaign type because I want people to click my ad and go to my website. Facebook will have a profile of different people who most of the time when they see advertising, they click and they end up on somebody's website. And so they will create a profile of the people who are most likely to do that, starting here and getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Hence, the longer you run your campaigns, the actual better you'll find they will perform eventually, because the Facebook algorithm gets smarter and starts to pick up the pattern and the habit better to go after the right people. So the first thing you must remember when you're using your campaign types or you're choosing your campaign types is purpose. What is the purpose that I need someone to do? Do I need somebody to view my video? Is that the overall purpose? Yes, I want a sale, but is the most important criteria right now that somebody's going to view my video? Facebook, if I use the video views campaign type, Facebook is going to go out there and find people who are most likely to view your video. Am I looking for conversions? So Facebook is going to go out there and figure out who is most likely to go onto your website and do the thing that you want them to do that you class as a conversion. And there are many different types, of which I'm going to go through very quickly in a moment. But you must first of all understand that each type means Facebook is going to go after the right people, pick up the right habits, and focus on that specific campaign objective to find the pattern and ensure the people who are best and most likely to do the thing that you want them to do, they are going after those people. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, there are generally around about 15 campaign objectives, probably a few more. And of all the different campaign objectives, each one has a different purpose. So video views is self-explanatory. I'm looking for a cost per video view when I run that campaign type. That means everybody who views my video past 3 seconds is classed as a video view. Video views right now are cheap and they're very effective. And again, we'll go on a single session about video views. Conversions. This means somebody goes on to do an act that I consider a conversion. We have 2 types of conversions: custom conversions and standard events. We'll go into those in different sessions. But generally speaking, I control what I consider to be a conversion. So the conversion campaign is going after people who are most likely to convert, and I'm going to get a cost per that conversion action. Hopefully that makes sense. The third one is lead ads. That means I get a cost per person every time they fill out a lead form. That means when a person sees an ad on Facebook, they can click on the ad and they can get a form come up right within Facebook, oftentimes pre-populated with their personal details that they already have on their account profile in Facebook. This means on mobile or even on desktop now, signing up for whatever thing I want someone to sign up for is so much easier. They don't have to go to my website anymore. They can do it right from Facebook. That's the upside. The downside is lead ads are very, very expensive. And yes, every single campaign objective type has a different cost per time it reaches somebody's profile. So a video view is going to have a different level cost than a conversion campaign that's going to have a different level cost than a lead ad. Many people don't know this. So that's why campaign types and objectives must be understood, because the timing in which you run them is going to be important down to your economics and how much it's going to actually cost you. Be mindful of this. Product catalog or product catalog sales. This is about an e-commerce store. You're basically going to plug in your e-commerce RSS feed into Facebook, and Facebook is going to feed out all of your listings, and it's going to mirror your e-commerce store to make sure people are seeing particular listings related to your store. You have lots of dynamic variables and all these different things that allow you now to be able to essentially make your Facebook profile an e-commerce catalog. Very, very effective, and it goes after people who are most likely to go and buy from an e-commerce store. So people who buy from this store, that store, Amazon, whatever, those will probably be your market that Facebook will go after, depending on whatever interest-based targeting you've done. Then you have traffic. This is oftentimes the most common one people will do. That is, I want somebody to see my ad, click on it and go to my website. That is the traffic that is the traffic objective type. And of course, we get a cost per click or cost per website click or cost per link click every time somebody does that action. And Facebook is going after people who are most likely to do that action. Then you've got the boost post version, which is called your page post engagement. I get a cost per engagement every time somebody does this. And this purely and simply is to try and get people to engage with a post, right? So my objective is to get as much engagement on a post that I want. And there's particular times you're going to do this and do this very effectively, but you need to understand strategically where it's going to sit in your overall campaign building process. You have event registration or event response. So I've got an event coming up. I want a cost per every time somebody responds to that event. And Facebook is going to go after people who are most likely to respond to events, because that's what they typically do, right? So I will create an ad that has the objective or has the purpose to try and get people to sign up to events. Brand awareness. I want people to be more aware of my specific brand, and I'm just going to try and go as far and as wide as possible for impressions, right? So I want to get more impressions, and it's very similar to this one here that I'll jump to, which is reach. I'm trying to reach as many profiles that I can for as cheaply as possible. You'll find these two are very inexpensive campaign objectives, because your purpose is not really a immediate monetary return. Facebook knows this. Facebook, as a result, knows that a lot of people are not going to use it. So to make it more attractive, it's a lot cheaper per profile that is reached. Bear that in mind. App installs, self-explanatory. Every time somebody installs an app, you get a cost per app install. And it goes after people who are most likely to install apps based on people that have done that before. Offer claims. So you may have a store and you may have a particular offer that you're putting together, and you want people to claim that specific offer, whatever the offer may be. You'll get a cost per offer claim or cost per person that claims an offer. Page likes, again, this is by default. If you set up your first Facebook page, you'll see somewhere in your page saying promote my page. That is this campaign objective type here. Remember, all of these you can go and create yourself. You don't need to use Facebook's default that they give in front of you. The default one is to attract you into starting some kind of advertising. But if you want to advertise like a pro and you want to advertise properly, you are going to need to understand how to create the campaign objective types yourself. Page likes, I get a cost per like, and Facebook will try and optimize as best possible the people that are most likely to like my page. And again, like I keep saying, with everything, you are always trying to use it based on a particular timing. And then, of course, you've got store visits. This is quite new. This is based on people who have seen an ad and end up in your store. Can you track that? Yes, you can. And we will go through how we do that over the weeks and over the time that we do these tactical sessions. So, guys, just to wrap up, and before I move to the next session, which I'm pretty much thinking I'm going to do on traffic first, but depending on whenever you watch this video, I may have done more by the time you watch this video. You must understand, if you're going to succeed on Facebook, there's two parts to the story. One is you got to be a good mechanic. You need to understand this stuff. What are the mechanics that make Facebook work? What are the objective types? When do I use them? What are the objective types? How do I use them? How do I set them up? How do I get myself into the Power Editor? This is fundamental if you actually want to achieve on the platform. But if you really want to win and you want to be very successful, you need to understand strategy. And strategists usually are mechanics first. Strategy, of course, is, well, when do I use a lead ad? If you, after this session, go and decide to set up a lead ad in your Facebook campaign, and people don't know you very well, or your product, or your brand, or your industry, and you just put a lead ad out there, it's going to cost you a bomb, and you're going to think lead ads are not going to work. But there is a timing to using lead ads based on pre-exposure of your brand, of your product, of your service, that make lead ads make sense to use to ensure that you get them much cheaper. Timing is everything with Facebook advertising. Context is king. Content is queen, but context is king with Facebook advertising. I need people to understand enough in order for them to take action to do what I want them to do. And I use all of these little nuggets to get people to build the context, to build the understanding in the right way, and then use the right tools to ensure that I probe and I connect with people to get them to do what I need them to do in order for me to eventually receive a profit or return on the investment I'm making inside of my Facebook ads. Stay tuned, guys. I'm going to teach you and break down all of how these campaign objectives work and when to use them.